Greetings, all you Jacks and Janets, and welcome to your daily dose of Donkey with Ginger. This is a power ranking show once again, but this week's a little different as we now have the consensus Donk Nation Power rankings, which is a cumulative score between Gingy's power rankings, Lasker's power rankings, and the Donk Nation Power Index. So, we're going to give you the Donk Nation Power Ranking Top 10 to start. Then we're going to go into the 32 Team Power Index, followed by Gingy and Lasker's Power Rankings. Feel free to click into the show, whatever parts you actually want to listen to. But without further ado, let's get it started. The only team that was not a consensus top 10 team takes out the 10th spot here in the Donk Nation Power Ranking, first ever. That's the Los Angeles Chargers. The other team that received a vote here was the New Orleans Saints, if anyone's curious. But we got the Chargers coming in at number 10. At number 9, after a big loss to Cincinnati, we got Baltimore. Number 8, coming in is your Tennessee Titans, looking like a team on the up. Same with the number 7 team, which is the Cincinnati Bengals. And then we get to your top 5. I know we should be at 6, but there's a tie here. Buffalo and Green Bay came in at tied number 5 for your Donk Nation Power Ranking. Both teams who got it going. But as you're going to see here, NFC heavy in the top 5. You got coming in number 4, Dallas, led by a rejuvenated Dak Prescott. The Rams, who are playing some good defense. And, hey, right now, all that trade's looking good for them, although technically they would have to play on the road the whole playoffs because above them we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady, 600 touchdowns. My Lord, is that team starting to look good. And then your number 1 team, doing it on offense, doing it on defense, just getting the job done. The Arizona Cardinals, it seems the only thing that's going to stop them is if Kyler Murray doesn't make it through 17 games like every other year in his career. But there you have it, our first ever Donk Nation Top 10. Arizona Cardinals coming in number 1, the only team that was agreed across the board on their position by the Index, Laskers, and Gingy was your Arizona Cardinals. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the Power Index. I'll start by telling you the biggest movers. You had the Carolina Panthers and New York Jets being the biggest fallers, both going down 5 spots. And New England, after that absolute thumping of the Jets, moved up 9 spots. You'll see them in the poll. So let's start at the bottom. Right now, dead last, 30 seconds, you got your New York Jets. They just lost Wilson, had to trade for Flacco. Things not looking too good there. Houston, man, Mills doesn't look like he's the answer. Maybe you try to either trade Deshaun and get something or bring him back, because right now you're sitting at 31 for a reason. 30 is Miami, coming off tough game, tough loss. Tua looks pretty good, but hey, they want to get rid of him, so hey, send him to Pittsburgh is what I say. Coming in at 29 is your winless Detroit Lions, but they're playing decent football. They just can't seem to win a game. Jacksonville at 28, getting a win, moving up. Or having a bye weeks actually would move them up. They had the win last week. Washington comes in at 27, trending down. Giants at 26, get a win, but who knows? That Carolina team's been struggling recently. Philly coming in at 25. Doesn't look like Hurts is the answer. San Francisco coming at 24. They just can't seem to finish the games, and just turning the ball over too much right now is Garoppolo. Chicago at 23. Oh, Fields. Man, it was not a good showing for you against Tom Brady. 22, you have Atlanta, who's starting to win some games, up to 500. Need to get a little better defensively, a little better offensively, but moving the right way. Seattle at 21, losing Russ has hurt them. Kansas City coming in at 20. Mahomes has to stop turning the ball over. This team wants a chance. 19, you have Carolina. And 18, you have Denver. By the way, 2 teams that are trending way down after early season success, both 3-0, but both played really easy schedules. Seen what's happened since then. At 17, you have Pittsburgh, who would probably be up higher, but that offense is really holding them back. 16, you have Indy, who seems to be trending the right direction right now. 15, you have Cleveland, and if you've seen their injury report this week, my Lord, is anyone on their team healthy? 14, you have New England, who I've been telling my wife, this is a team you have to watch out for at the end of the year because they're playing good defense, and as Mac Jones learns more and more, that team has a chance to be scary towards the end of the year. Plus, they've played some of the better teams like Dallas, really, really close and really, really tight. 13, you have the Chargers. Let's be honest here. Jackal and Hyde, the defense hasn't really been phenomenal, but they have big play potential on both sides of the ball. 12, you have Minnesota. The Vikings looking okay. I mean, right now, mid-tier offense, mid-tier defense. mediocre in terms of turning the ball over has led them to be just outside your top 10. The team who missed the top 10 in the power rankings, just barely, is your Vegas Raiders. And that's purely because they just don't have anything. Same with Minnesota. Just aren't playing elite in any area of the football right now. That brings us to the top 10. You have your New Orleans Saints. What can you say? Defense is good, and Jameis Winston isn't turning the ball over 30 times this year unless something crazy happens. Baltimore Ravens, after shellacking the Chargers, they get shellacked by Cincinnati. Who knows where that team's going? 8 is your Tennessee Titans. Derrick Henry's now throwing for touchdowns. Boy, oh boy, it's time to watch out. 7 is your Cincinnati Bengals. I've been hyping up that roster if you listen to this show for a year. I like the way they're building the team. I thought they were a year away, but hey, if Burrow's going to play that way right now and that defense is actually going to play a lot better than I thought they would, they deserve to be a top 10 team. 6, you have Green Bay. And again, the Packers just held back by that early season game with 3 points. And the offense, I'd like to see a little more explosive out of them. I mean, I know they are, but just that one step farther. Be like what the number 5 team has done, the Dallas Cowboys. Be like what Dak is doing, and just put yourself on that absolutely MVP level. I mean, you know Rodgers can do it, so I think Green Bay still has one more step to take before they become a top 5 team. Number 4, you have Buffalo. They're no longer your number 1 offense and defense. They are the best in turnover margin, but they're now number 2 in offense and defense. So you see them slide a couple spots down to number 4. The Rams are coming in at number 3. What can you say about a team that's top 10 everywhere? I mean, they're playing great football, and if it wasn't for the other 2 teams on this list, they'd be a legitimate number 1 team. But then you have last year's Super Bowl champs, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they're just Tom Brady's just playing out of his mind. Over 600 touchdowns, first to ever do it. The GOAT is being the GOAT. And that defense is starting to get healthy and look better. And then number 1, the undefeated, best defense in the league right now, Arizona Cardinals. As long as they stay healthy, I'm not sure this is a team that's really going to fall very far in the power rankings. And they might not lose but 1 or 2 games. But then again, you have to consider all the top teams seem to be from the NFC, so eventually they'll start playing each other, and someone will have to lose those games. So there you have our Donk Nation Power Index. So let's get into the top 10 brought to you by Mutant Gingy. That'd be, starting at 10, your LA Chargers, 9 is your Baltimore Ravens, 8 your Tennessee Titans, 7 Cincy Bengals, 6 Dallas Cowboys. He's not loving on Dak at all. 5 your Rams, 4 your Buffalo Bills, 3 your Green Bay Packers, 2 your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and 1 your Arizona Cardinals. Honestly, when you put your top 10 in there, it is what it is, and it's just your preference. As you'll see here, with last year's, we have the same exact set of 10 teams, but a different order to do it. You have your Chargers coming in at number 10, Baltimore in at 9, matches there. Cincinnati's at 8, Tennessee at 7, Buffalo at 6. Last year's was absolutely on the NFC bandwagon, as you see here, as 5 is the Green Bay Packers, 4 is the LA Rams, 3 is your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 2 is your Dallas Cowboys, and 1 is your Arizona Cardinals. I find it interesting here that based off his top 4, you're going to have one of those teams going on the road to play one of the other teams in the top 5. If they all made the playoffs and all win the games they should, because either Arizona or the Rams is going to have to go on the road in round 1 to play either Green Bay, Tampa Bay, or Dallas, because there's only one bye now, so only the 1 seed gets it. And at this rate, that's going to be Arizona. I mean, that's fun to see. There's our power rankings. Community members, you want to send out a power rankings, leave it in the comments at the Daily Dose of Donkey with Ginger, or send it to me on the Twitter, Viking_Donkey. I'll be glad to make a community rankings that can come into making part of the Donk Nation power rankings. The index is its own stand-free thing. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. You know we have more content coming this weekend, so no shout-outs, none of the crazy stuff. But be tuning in, because Gingy, me, talking to Cleveland Browns, maybe Laskers can get in. It doesn't seem like he's going to, but he's already given us his inputs for the stuff we like to track, we'll call it. But go ahead, tune in to us later, because you know we're going to have some good, entertaining content. We always do when we talk Browns Steelers. Remember, last time I was the only one giving the Steelers a chance. Will it be this way? Hey, you got to tune in to find out. Steeler Nation, Donk Nation, you know what time it is. Wave them if you got them, baby. Things are looking up.